Why all the worms at the Jersey Shore? We ask an expert. Have you ever wondered why you might spot an unusual number of worms at the Jersey Shore? This intriguing phenomenon has caught the attention of beachgoers, and we turn to an expert for insights. On a stunning beach day in Wildwood, New Jersey, many visitors found themselves curious about the small creatures making waves in the ocean. They looked like tiny eels or worm-like things, remarked Justin Newman, who traveled from Hershey, Pennsylvania, to enjoy the sun and surf. Social media was abuzz over the weekend with images and videos showcasing these peculiar worms, which measured about an inch in length. Jill Morish from Grand Island, New York, described them as tons of little worms about the size of small sticks, half black and half orange. Reactions to these marine critters were mixed among beachgoers. 10-year-old Kason Crane from Fairmont, West Virginia, expressed his distaste, saying, "They're nasty, they're weird." However, these worms are not an uncommon sight in the Atlantic Ocean. Christine Thompson, an associate professor of marine science at Stockton University, explained that these creatures are likely clam worms, also known as bristle worms or cinder worms. They belong to a group called marine polychaetes, which are related to earthworms, the terrestrial equivalent, she clarified. A large numbers of worms observed likely indicate a specific behavior related to their reproductive cycle. When it's time for them to spawn or mate, they start swimming around, which is part of their breeding process, Thompson noted. While they may seem alarming, she reassured that they are generally harmless, with only a few anecdotal reports of anglers experiencing bites while handling them. Despite the surprise these worms brought, they didn't deter beachgoers from enjoying the water, unlike other sea creatures that might cause more concern. Cassidy Wright from Green Lane, Pennsylvania, shared her thoughts. "It was different. Anything but jellyfish, I'm okay with." By Monday, the worms had vanished from the shores of Wildwood and North Wildwood, much to the relief of many beach visitors. Thompson explained that these breeding events are typically brief, and the worms often die shortly after their spawning activities. So, what do you think about these unexpected visitors to the beach? Are they a fascinating part of marine life, or do they give you the creeps? Share your thoughts in the comments. Discover the mysterious cinder worms at the Jersey Shore. Have you ever wondered about the peculiar red worms you might encounter at the Jersey Shore? These intriguing creatures, known as cinder worms, have been making waves, quite literally, along the beaches and back bays of Wildwood, New Jersey. If you've recently strolled along these shores and noticed slender, red, wriggling beings swimming just beneath the surface, you're certainly not alone in your curiosity. This past weekend, particularly on Sunday, numerous individuals took to social media, sharing their observations and photos of these long, red, worm-like organisms spotted on the sands of North Wildwood. The images captured by local residents such as Stacy Leon, Joan M. Kahn, Deb Lynn, Edward Rogers, and Camila Siegel showcase these fascinating worms, characterized by their vibrant red bodies and distinct black heads. Cinder worms, scientifically classified as a type of marine bristle worm within the polychaete family Nereidae, most commonly identified as Nereus succinea, make a fleeting appearance in our coastal waters each summer. Their striking reddish or orange hue, combined with their slender, segmented bodies and bristle-like appendages, creates a captivating sight. When they swim, they exhibit a graceful, serpentine motion that often draws the attention of beachgoers. Despite their somewhat alarming appearance, rest assured that cinder worms are entirely harmless to humans. They do not bite or sting, posing no danger to swimmers. In fact, these worms play a vital role in the marine ecosystem, contributing to the health of our waters. Typically, between late spring and mid-summer, cinder worms rise to the surface during a spawning event. This phenomenon is most noticeable on warm evenings when the water is calm and the winds are light. During these mass emergences, the worms swim near the surface, releasing their gametes before often breaking apart or dying shortly thereafter. For those unfamiliar with this natural occurrence, the sight of the water seemingly filled with writhing red threads can be quite startling. This past weekend, thousands of cinder worms surfaced to release their gametes, marking a significant event for local anglers. The arrival of these worms is a positive sign for fishing enthusiasts, as striped bass and other game fish are known to feed voraciously on cinder worms. This makes it an excellent time to fish near marshes, inlets, or jetties. Some fly fishermen even craft hand-tied cinder worm patterns to mimic these creatures during their spawning season. While cinder worms are more frequently observed in southern estuaries like the Chesapeake Bay, their spawning events have become increasingly prominent along the southern Jersey Shore, including the Wildwoods, in recent years. So the next time you find yourself wading through the shallows and catch sight of a red, swimming worm darting past your toes, don't be alarmed. It's simply one of nature's enigmatic summer visitors going about its business. Take a moment to observe, and you might just witness one of the ocean's lesser-known spectacles unfolding right here in the Wildwoods. Have you spotted these fascinating creatures on the beach? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Mystery worms invade Jersey Shore, the shocking truth. Strange worms appear at Jersey Shore. Here's the scoop. Wildwood, New Jersey. The shoreline is home to a variety of fascinating creatures. Recently, beachgoers were taken aback by the appearance of numerous unusual bristly worms. Many took to social media to share images and inquire, what exactly are these worms? These slender, reddish worms are believed to be clam worms, as explained by a marine science expert in an interview with Action News. Clam worms, which are also referred to as cinder worms or pile worms, share a family connection with earthworms. Despite their somewhat off-putting appearance, these worms pose no threat to humans. They might just be a bit unsettling for kids enjoying their day at the beach. So, why did so many of these worms surface all at once? The answer lies in their breeding cycle. During this time, they emerge from the depths to mate, as noted by the Smithsonian Institute. According to Christine Thompson, an associate professor of marine science at Stockton University, these worms exhibit a unique swimming behavior during their mating rituals, which can be quite a sight to behold. However, it's important to note that their breeding season is brief, and many of the worms do not survive long after this period. By the following Monday, reports indicated that the worms had disappeared. What do you think about these peculiar creatures? Are they a fascinating part of nature or just a nuisance at the beach? Share your thoughts in the comments below.